fast to your bravery and don't react. Good job, boy. Not reacting is the perfect thing. You're doing good. Even though Vasily sits so close beside you, you can't feel any heat emanating from him. Rather, he seems otherworldly both in beauty and in coloring. His skin is almost alabaster, reminiscent of the bloodless bodies of the plague victims. Wait a minute. I think the plague victims are actually turning into vampires. That's what's happening. And the reason they get in a rush is because they're going out during the day and they don't know that they are vampires and they can't go out into the day anymore. But I suppose in this game, vampires don't die. A symptom of his illness, perhaps? He tilts his head and his long, roseate locks dramatically cut in his face. It struck you that you had never seen him in daylight. What would he look like under the sun? He would look like a burnt chicken, or a burnt fish. You could only imagine. His hair would surely dazzle in a gentle sunrise, while his face might finally look fair and radiant, rather than unnaturally beautiful. Vasily, it is your line. He's looking at us again. He turns, giving you a soft, slightly amused smile. Embarrassment floods through you. You've been caught staring at him. Oh, yes. Before you can find where you left off fast enough, Vasily sighs with satisfaction. I've missed such domesticity, this intimacy. I don't know why, but I think he looks like a child. With his eyes closed, he looks so calm. I would love to be closer to you, to spend more days in this manner. He says so unabashedly. Most would stutter through a confession like that to a stranger, but not Vasily. Though your time together has been scant, he treats you with a fervent affection. Whether that makes him brazen or courageous, you've yet to decide. Regardless, you've never experienced positive intentions like this before. Once in the thick of the plot, acting out the book with Vasily becomes so entertaining that you lose track of time. So I think time had already been lost, There are no clocks in there, so are we even keeping track of it? Slowly your strength starts fading as your sickness catches up with you again. Vasily takes over your lines and you gradually fall asleep to the sound of his soothing voice. I want to hear it. You have another dream. I wonder, is he still there while you're sleeping? No, that is not quite accurate. Rather, you have the same dream as last night. Where is the save option? The woman in the black garment is there again, standing motionless in the darkness. However, this time she is Clara. You can see the details of the outfit she wears. Atop her head sits a regal headdress, and her dress is in the style of an old sarafan. Such clothing has been out of fashion longer than the village elders have been alive. You feel as if you stand before an icon of a time long forgotten. Icon? I have never seen that word before, really, truly. On top of that, you see a birthmark on her neck. Not a strand of hair peeks through the veil she wears. Like last time, she turns her head. But this time, the dream does not end. Very good. What's the warning she has for us? She looks at you. Her eyes move up and down slowly, as if inspecting you. Up, down, up. Whatever she saw in you, it does not seem to impress her very much, as she simply turns away. Well, are we ugly? Immediately after, you wake up in a cold sweat. Aren't you? Like yesterday and earlier, Vasily is waiting for you in the bedroom. Today at least, he's not perched at your bedside like an eager cat. Instead, he sits across the room, reading a book by candlelight. I think that's bad for the eyes. But I want to try to click escape. Oh yes, that's it. Save. Come on, save. and then click escape again. Oh yeah, because I was worried I will not be able to save anymore. Ooh, so I just have to click escape to save and load. Yeah, I should have thought of that earlier. You wonder how long it'll take him to realize you're awake, and the answer turns out to be not long at all. He notices you staring almost immediately. Flint's eye. He seems almost radiant as he puts down his book and approaches. You slept well, I hope? I... Tell him about the dream or lie. I don't think he'll be very happy, but I really want to see his reaction, so I'm going to use my newfound knowledge. Escape. Yeah, I want to override the save. It's useless. And then escape again. Nice. Because it'll be weird not to put any save spots. Tell him about the dream. I actually want to choose lie, but I want to see his reaction to the dream first. He has been so kind and generous with his time. The least you can do is tell him the truth. You explain to him how having any dream at all is unusual for you, and then how you had almost the same dream twice in a row. You describe the woman in the dream, her regalia, her posture, her skin, the way she looked at you. As you tell the story, Vasily looks at you stone-faced, his expression inscrutable. I see. His face seems to have hardened. You are very ill, so it should be little surprise that your mind is reacting strangely. He gives you what you suppose to be a reassuring smile. Though a smile in shape, its edges are taut and inorganic. Inorganic? Not organic? Really? I promise that you have nothing to worry about. A bad dream is just that, a dream. Why, I don't even remember most of the dreams I've had. Bro, are his eyes shining? Because I don't think they were shining before. But his eyes, they're definitely shining now. Or am I wrong? Or are they always like this? Maybe I'm just imagining it. I think you will feel much better with a change of scenery. I can't go outside at this moment, but the sitting room should be pleasant enough while we wait for the cooks to finish up. Oh, wait. I haven't eaten for 2 days? Of course I'd be weak. What is this? I don't know. Should I go back and load? I just wanted to see his reaction, but his reaction is neutral. I think the true reaction comes late in the story. But you know what? Now I won't lie. Oh, wait. We've been pleasing him all this time, so it makes sense to tell him the truth, because it'll be we are continuing to please him. When we go for the option where we are staying away from him, that's when we'll lie, because we don't want him to know too much about us. Okay. Vasily guides you to the sitting room. Like the rest of the castle he visited, this room is maintained, but very old. The seats are worn, and there are clear signs of deterioration in the paintings lining the wall. They should be repainted, or whatever they do to paintings when they grow old. I forgot what it's called. How long do you think it will take for the food to be ready, Vasily? Not long at all, I assure you. But more importantly, you don't have to address me so stiffly. We are close, are we not? You can call me Vasya. Bro, we barely know each other. Though, this is how I talk to these strangers that I meet, even if I've known them for only an hour or a few minutes. Okay, Vasya. I give everyone nicknames, even if I've only met them for 1 second. The nickname sits strangely on your tongue. Okay, actually it's weird that I haven't given him a nickname yet, but instead of Vasya, I'll just give him Vas. Vas suits him. I agreed to call him Vasya because we are pleasing him, and he seems to like it. But you see no harm in indulging him, and besides, you will surely get used to it with practice. Maybe. It nicely rolls off the tongue, Vasya. Yeah, Vasya sounds better than Vasily. No, both of them sound good. Vasya and Vasily. Vasya gives you a shy, boyish smile. The warm gesture clashes with your otherwise gloomy surroundings. Okay, actually, the truth is, the name Vasya kind of makes him seem more childish than before, or childlike. Childish is supposed to be an insult. Thank you. I missed hearing it. The servants always address me formally, and, well, there is no longer anybody else. But it's no matter. Whatever thoughts Vasya had about the situation, he didn't feel it was necessary to share them with you. Bro, I just shared you my dream life. Share your thoughts with me. For once, however, he has not felt the need to change the subject himself. You could sit in silence, but perhaps it will be for the best to take initiative. I don't know. We'll say nothing pleasing more, or we'll asking about the paintings now. Asking about the paintings is being nosy. Let's be like the good, quiet wife. You know that where the wife's supposed to be quiet. You might like that. Or perhaps not. You are still hungry, and you would prefer not to spend your remaining energy on small talk. Small talk is nice, I think. Vasya takes you to a dining room, and the next few moments afterward are a blur. Sounds like meat is frying. Quite an interesting sound. I like the sound. You knew that you were hungry, but you didn't think you were that hungry. Of course you'd be that hungry. You haven't eaten in like 2 days. Plus. You know this sound? Oh, actually I think it sounds more like fire crackling. But one time I watched a video where a guy was being stared across the floor and while the sound of meat frying was in the background, and it genuinely seemed as if the guy was being fried. Logically, you think that you ought to save the kind of fine meal that would be served here, but you end up speeding through the food, barely even paying attention to how anything tastes. Bro, you could be poisoned. This guy has no sense of... Okay, maybe he does, I don't know. But he should have more of a greater sense of self-protection. He could be eating poisoned food, or maybe even human meats. Yeah, that would be creepy. Vasily laughs, but not in a mean-spirited way. His laughter flutters through the air as you pause your voracious devouring. I like this person's use of English. Must be well learned, the one who created the game developer. I think this says a lot about my lack of recent practice in receiving guests. We can prepare a second for you if you'd like. I would love... No, that's not necessary. Now that you're having a conversation, instead of just eating, you realize that Vasya hasn't eaten at all. Because he drinks blood. Are you not eating breakfast too? Right, I'm pretty sure this is dinner, not breakfast. Oh no, I've never been much of a breakfast person. No need to worry, I'll get my own sustenance eventually. Yes, you go and drink some blood, and turn some more villagers into vampires. He looks up and down at you expectantly, and you shiver. Wait. This is not just me. His eyes just started glowing again. I'm pretty sure they weren't glowing before. And also, I think he's thinking about drinking your blood, or our blood, my blood. You are no longer ravenously hungry, at least, although you wonder a bit about Vasya. Maybe you already ate. He has let enough slip that you know there is something not quite human about him, but you cannot say what exactly it is. Bro, I knew it the moment I saw him. He's a vampire. Either that or he's an angel of death. Perhaps you yourself are no longer in your right mind, because while you ought to want to leave, it is the farthest thing from your thoughts right now. Okay, his eyes are still glowing, so I think maybe I'm just not observant enough. Also, you probably are more interested in staying because of the food you just ate. He's manipulating you. Vampires have a persuasive power. Okay, I'll say you want to get even closer to him. Is that bad? Nah, it's like wanting to be friends with him, be even closer to him.